Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you all are fine. Okay, so in previous class we started with chapter number 1 from our syllabus of O.C. We have discussed so many things about business related to business like objectives, advantages, etc. Moving further, today we will start with discussing the second type of economic activity, that is profession. Okay, so first of all, if we take a hint of what do we mean by profession in easy words, then we can say that profession is done with the specialized skill, specialized knowledge, okay, and by learning or educating professional education. Okay, so in profession a person will need specialized knowledge, specialized skill, and professional education. Okay, like as an example, the professional which we see in our daily routine, if we take an example, then we can say a doctor. Doctor is a professional. He is doing a profession for which he is having the specialized skill, specialized knowledge, and professional education. He has to study of doctory for becoming doctor. Okay, so profession. Okay, this is the second kind of the economic activity. First we have seen business and we have discussed it. Second kind of thing is profession. Another example we can take is a chartered accountant, okay, a lawyer. So these are all the examples of professions. Okay, profession is done by the professionals who have specialized skill, specialized knowledge, and professional education. Okay, none other than them, any person can do that particular thing who does not possess the skill, knowledge, and education of related profession. Okay, so now we will see features of professions. A professional has to obtain specialized knowledge, skill, and professional education. We have discussed it, specialized knowledge, skill, and professional education. He charges fees. Okay, very important. In profession, fee is charged for providing services. Okay, so G any particular person who is doing any kind of profession, he would get paid in terms of fees. Okay, however the standard of fees varies as per his skill, knowledge, and experience. Okay, in what quantity, in what amount the fee is to be given is decided according to the doctor's skills, knowledge, and experience. Any professional skill, knowledge, or experience. The primary objective of a professional is to render services. The primary objective is to provide services to the person who are in need. It is an independent activity for earning. Okay, he is an independent, he is not dependent on anyone for earning. or for giving services. The professional activity has no relation with the production, but it satisfies the personal and business needs. Example, a lawyer presents a case in the court on behalf of the client and in turn charges fee. Okay. So professional activity has no direct relation with the production or manufacturing. Okay. But it satisfies some of the needs of the production like of an business. Okay. Suppose there are the chances when different businessmen get into some type of problem and they are facing some problem like of the court cases and all. So in that type of condition, the person who will take their case and will study their case will be the lawyer, and lawyer is an professional, okay, who is performing a profession of lawyer. Okay, so he will take the case and in turn he will charge the fees for doing so. It is essential to obey the code of conduct, okay, this is important, laid down by the respective professional association. Every profession has their own association in which all the particular person who are in that particular profession has to follow certain rules and regulations which are given in the code of conduct of any particular professional association. Okay. Monetary return remain uncertain in profession. Okay, there is no guarantee of monetary return in profession. Okay, some of the person who have the very specialized knowledge and good skills will be earning the high professional fees, and some of the person who will be not that much good and not having the specialized skill, there are the chances that they cannot earn while performing their profession. Okay. Another type of economic activity we are going to discuss is employment. Okay. Employment is a simple thing. It is a kind of a job in which an employee get an fixed salary return for providing his services. Okay. Employment is a type of job in which a person who is an employee will get the fixed salary in return. Okay. Employment means job. It is an economic activity performed in return for a fixed salary where work is assigned as per the contract. Okay. Example, a teacher teaching in school or a government employee. Okay. તો ગવર્મેન્ટ એમ્પ્લોયમાં શું છે કે તમારી સેલેરી નક્કી થઈ છે, એ તમને એટલી સેલેરી છે દર મહિનાએ છે એ મળી જશે, તમે જેટલું કામ કરશો એના ઉપર. Okay, now we will see the features. Okay, so first feature is fixed salary is paid at fixed interval. Okay, it is normal thing. Okay, we have already get that by the understanding of the employment definition. Certain other benefits are available in addition to the salary. Okay, there are the certain other things which are made available to the employees as they perform their task with their motivation. Okay, like they get their fixed salary plus they get the different types of allowances like medical allowances, pension, etc. These are the things which motivates the worker to work in that particular organization, as they get the long term and retiring benefit and present benefit of medical allowances. Okay, to perform the assigned work as per the contract under the control of the employer. Okay, in employment, the person who is performing the work as an employee has to follow the instruction of the employer. Okay, qualification, working hour, retirement benefits of after retirement, etc. of employee are predetermined. Okay, the worker who want to be worked in this particular organization has clear cut knowledge about what kind of qualification is needed how much working hours they have to work, at what age they will get the retirement, what are the retirement benefits. These all terms are discussed with the employee at the first when they enter in the organization. Next, employment is a dependent activity. Employee is dependent. Okay, he is dependent on his superiors. Superiors like employer. Both employer and employee are bound to follow the rules as per the contract. Both of the person, one person, employer is the person who provides the employee. Okay, so both of this person have to follow certain rules and regulations, because when the employee get work in the particular organization, there are the certain contracts which are prepared and signed between employer and employee. Okay, so both have to follow the certain rules and regulations. No capital investment is to be made by the employee. Okay, employee doesn't make any kind of extra investment in the business. Okay, so now we have comparison of business, profession and employment. This is an important thing. Okay, so we have discussed it in detail, all of these things. So I hope and I wish that you all should refer these 3 points of difference. Okay, and try to see the things and try to understand the things. I think this will be very clear to you all. Okay, but if you are not getting clear this thing, then you can ask me in the next lecture. I will try to solve it for you. Okay, now we will see the classification of business activities. Okay, so business activities are classified into 3 types. First is trade, second is commerce, and third is industry. Okay, so we have to discuss all of these 3 things with their characteristics and some of their types. Okay, so let us start with the trade. So trade is a simple thing which is related with the exchange of commodity. When exchange of commodity or services is done in return of commodity or services, or in return of the money. When commodity is exchanged in return of another commodity or money, then we can term that particular transaction as trade. Okay, we have given here example. When you purchase a book from a shopkeeper, you pay money against the purchase of the book. Here, the exchange of commodity is done in return of the money. So simple. Okay, let us move further to characteristics or feature. Trade is an economic activity. Yes, we earn the money, we earn the profit. There are 2 parties in trade, purchaser and seller. Yes, one who will exchange the commodity with the money and the one person who will receive the commodity. Exchange is essential in trade. Yes, okay, without exchange we cannot term the trade. In trade, transfer of ownership of goods and services are done. Yes, in return of money or in return of commodity, transfer of goods and services is done. In exchange of goods, either an amount is paid or goods are exchanged. Yes, trade is continuous activity. The value of goods or service is determined in terms of money. Trade is a legal activity. All of these things are so simple to understand if you clearly get the idea of what do we mean by trade and you clearly visualize the meaning of trade, then you can easily find the characteristics after one time looking about it. Okay, there are 2 types of trade: internal trade and international trade. Okay, internal trade, the trade which is done in between or in the boundaries of a particular country is said to be internal trade. Or the trade which is done between the state of a one particular country is also termed as internal trade. Okay, so there are a lot of examples. Suppose exchange of goods or selling of buying of goods between Gujarat and Mumbai or Maharashtra. Okay, so from Gujarat the things will go to Mumbai, and from Mumbai the things will go to Kolkata. From Kolkata the things will go to Delhi. From Delhi the things will come to the Gujarat. Okay, so these are different two units, two states who are in transactions, who are performing the transaction and who are trading the things, okay, which they are in need of. So the exchange of goods and services within the boundary of a particular country is said to be internal trade. And what do you mean by international trade? The trade of commodities between the countries, between the two countries, is called international trade. International trade is happening across the boundary of the country, not within the boundary but across the boundary of a country. Okay, so we can see, get an example of here. Okay, our mango. Okay, mangoes છે એ અત્યારે season ચાલે છે. So there are many sellers from here who are selling their mangoes to the different countries. Okay, they are exporting things to the different countries from here. Okay, so this is a kind of an example of international trade. Okay, next we will discuss the third type of economic activity, that is commerce. Okay, commerce means trade and auxiliary service to trade. Okay, commerce means trade and also the auxiliary services needed to complete the trade. Okay, means for completing the trade there is need of some assistance. Okay, this assistance is provided by the commerce. Okay, like if trade is done, so exchange of goods and service is also done. Okay, so this exchange is done in the unit of money. So money will be transferred from one person to another person in return of commodity. Okay, sometimes the money will be directly transferred to the particular person's bank account. Okay, so bank will provide their services over there, and this bank will be said to be an commerce who will provide the auxiliary services to the completion of the trade. Okay, banking, insurance, transportation, communication, warehousing and agents. Okay, these are the services which are provided by the commerce. The world has become a global village from the viewpoint of trade and its auxiliary services. We will see characteristics of commerce. Trade is a part of commerce. Yes, commerce is an economic activity. Obviously, the bank will charge certain kind of interest. Transportation company will charge certain type of wages or freight charges. Auxiliary services helpful to trade are included in commerce. Example, banking, insurance, transportation. We already seen it. It increases time and place utility of goods. Okay. Auxiliary services are demand oriented yet continuous. Okay, auxiliary services are like that. When the person will demand it, it is not useful 24/7, or person will not get the need of using that particular service for the daily basis, but it is demand oriented. Okay, when we are in trade, so sometimes we need the assistance of an auxiliary services, and sometimes we need the help of the commerce. Okay, so it is a demand oriented, but still it is continuous. Okay, because different people has the different needs and different demands. If auxiliary services are available at reasonable price, goods can be supplied to customer at the fair price. If the pricing of an auxiliary services is less, okay, like as an example, the transportation of goods is done from the one place to another. In between, the transportation cost is more, then the price at which the seller will sell their product will be also high. Okay, but if the transportation cost is low, then this price of the seller will be also low. Okay, so the transaction or transfer of goods can be done at the fair price. Okay, now point of difference between trade and commerce, it is easy to understand. Okay, moving towards industry. Okay, I think it is an important thing. Okay, so let us discuss it, and it is also your last topic. Okay, so we will finish all it in one here. Industry. Industry is a sector which convert raw material into the finished goods, into finished goods. Okay, this particular conversion is termed as industry. So industry is a unit in which we can see the conversion of raw material into the finished goods. Okay, means industry is a manufacturing department. Manufacturing department of product or services. Okay, according to this, we have divided industry into three parts. Primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. Okay, primary sector. Okay, so these are the fundamental industries. These are the fundamental industry. Okay, which is relied on nature. Which is relied on nature. In primary sector, we can see the activities like agriculture. Okay, animal husbandry, poultry farming, okay, etc. Secondary sector, which directly resemble the industry sector. Okay, here the raw materials are converted into the finished goods with the use of technology. With the use of technology. Okay, so if we connect the both of this primary sector and secondary sector, so from primary sector we have seen that it is dependent on nature, so we get different kinds of raw material for secondary industry, from primary industry. Okay, so in primary industry we collect the raw materials. In secondary sector we collect that raw materials and use it for making the finished goods. Okay, so here a finished good will be prepared in secondary sector. Now turn for the third sector, tertiary or service sector. The products which are prepared by the primary and secondary sector will be sold by the service sectors like marketers, etc. Okay, means they will provide the services. Okay, if we directly associate the tertiary sector, then we can directly say that it is a department of service, and service is provided in banking. Okay, you should have heard the word like banking industry, insurance industry. Okay, so all of these are also an industry. Okay, so which provide these services. So different kinds of things which are performed and which are performing under the tertiary or service sector are banking, insurance, etc. Okay, if we associate all of these three things together, okay, so primary sector we collect the raw material, secondary sector we generate the finished goods from the raw material and try to sell it, and in tertiary sector we give the auxiliary services to the secondary sector to complete the trade with the person by providing the certain financial assistance. Okay, so that comes in the tertiary sectors. All these three sectors are very much useful in generating GDP of our economy. GDP of our economy. Okay, so here we complete our chapter number 1 from our first chapter of OC, syllabus of OC. We'll meet soon. Okay, the information will be passed out to you that when will be our next lecture. Okay, so please be updated with the group. We'll pass the information about our next lecture in our group. If any one of you is having any kind of doubt, then you can ask me directly or in the group too, or you can message me in personal. I hope the chapter number 1 will be very clear to all of you. Okay, we'll meet again and discuss the new chapter from new syllabus, or we will start proceeding our syllabus from accounts or OC. Okay, so goodbye.